Does obviously have a great matchup into the Rel, can cancel the crash down, try and create a lot of space. The G2, definitely a lineup with a lot of pressure, and the engage combo with that Rel being able to both be thrown in with the Magnet Storm and the Yasuo, definitely something.
Looking to step in here, G2 trying to overload if keshaEuw does overstep. Mickey looking for Faker, who steps around the wall, and Mickey's there for the knockback. Faker locked up first, there's nowhere for him to go. G2 first blood.
What was Faker? They're still doing very well considering the amount of pressure that's been thrown towards him on the top side of the map.
Caps going in, knocked back. We've seen Caps do this before he flashes. Not quite enough damage, but one more auto is enough for Caps to get G2's second kill.
Faker walked back into that. Considered the best mid, the best player in the LEC. Starts the series off with a solo kill.
Bell goes in with the last breath, the Lilting Lullaby as well, double sleep, Yike knocked back, watch out, Eep indeed for T1, and a gorgeous flash from Brokenblade, the Keyblade follow-up, G2 are
punished.
Oh, Ona might just look to get Caps here, Wind becomes lightning hits, Caps gonna jump away, Ona can go for the chase, there's the Destiny as well, and Caps in his jungle tries to jump away again, flash from Zeus, T1 on the board.
Nice collapse.
Tries to put the damage down onto Zeus, who locks in the gold card. Yeah, Brokenblade, you don't win this 2v1. Zeus steps in, there's the gold card, Baker shuffles forward, and Brokenblade should fall. He goes in with the last breath, but the shutdown to Faker is enough. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Lilting Lullaby on Ona forces him away. Another plate for G2 as keshaEuw looks for the stun. Knocked back, TP behind by Faker, still no Shurima shuffle for him. He does have the flash though, and Mickey doesn't have much of a health bar left as T1 continues to collapse. keshaEuw has the flash. Headbutt pulverize, goes in onto Caps, Destiny behind, and now Caps needs to get the hell out of there, but T1 are trying to send him to the depths. Faker chasing in, Faker finds another. And from what was a great game state for G2, T1 punch back.
Looks like the reboot was successful for Faker.
Even when he's behind, really, at this point, you can almost buy Shirelles, just run at people.
Zeus.
He's
gonna die.
Yeah, Lilia's there.
Yikes on his way. There's no way for Zeus to get out of this one. Has exhaust, has flash. Shouldn't burn either of them. As soon as he sees Yike arriving, watch out. Eep as Zeus falls in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, on the top side,
I mean, I was thinking to myself earlier, oh, hang on a second, Brokenblade
manages to get onto keshaEuw, who has the clangs, who has the flash, and has the chain of corruption, but it's blocked by the wind wall. G2 investing the TP here as Mickey falls to a piercing arrow, and keshaEuw finds the double knock-up. Yike trying to do everything he can as Caps is forced away with the exhaust. Zeus logs in the gold card. Hound Summer has to cleanse. And there goes Ona pushing forward once again. The Destiny onto the back line as Yike now locked up, shut down by Faker. Hound Summer next on the menu as the dive forward continues for T1. It's beautiful.
And Leandries, but between the on-hit Callista as well as a fed Lilia, there is a lot of power as Brokenblade.
One more down, gold card out, keshaEuw goes back in, chain of corruption for the follow-up, Mickey looking for the Magnet Storm, Caps dives into the backline, Brokenblade with the last breath, and Zeus tries to flash away, he kills Brokenblade, Caps gets one, but keshaEuw puts him in his place, sent to the 7 hells as G2.
Mickey looking for another engage, but there's not a lot of vision.
No vision at all, Yike could try and steal with the swell seed, Mickey's just dead. He's had a struggle on this Rel, hasn't in the pit for G2. keshaEuw flashing, knocked back, locked up with the stun card, the chain of corruption, and Caps is clapped.
They will get a consolation turret on the other end of the map. Doesn't look like they're going to get much more than that though. They utilize them to set up the map as Caps.
Gold card once again, Caps exhausted, trying to trade with Zeus, no flash for him. Gumu and Ono on the chase, dash forward with the audacious charge, chain of corruption, and Caps is set.
Play towards this as they try to collapse on Faker.
Just to kill Faker, it's been said so many times. The flash from Faker immediately pops the stopwatch. keshaEuw here for the chase, chain of corruption blocked with the wind wall, and Faker will fall, but Mickey almost follows. Face call gets him out. Ona, keshaEuw, keshaEuw and Zeus on the chase forward. Gold card locked again. keshaEuw gets a double knock up the Caps, able to buffer out of it. keshaEuw on the backline, kills off Mickey. Yike trying to do everything he can. Brokenblade low, buster shot into the engage with the last breath, but it's Brokenblade who has lost the breath from his lungs. Yike looking for more. Ona low, keshaEuw and Zeus very healthy though, and Hunt Summer. Caps and Yike will just back away. Can look to set up a play, but won't try. And keshaEuw is there. Chain of corruption about to come back off cooldown. Caps jumps onto Zeus. Locked up with the gold card once again. Counter TP as Caps look for the play, but T1 answer with a fist of their own. Caps down again. Faker TP. trying to defend, but it's the Nexus turrets that they will be defending. I think T1 just want the inhib. Looking shady.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Magnus Storm in as immediately they dive in. Baker puts the Emperor's Divide down, but G2 from the darkness found something. Zeus with the blast. G2 might just call for the flip here. Go for the 50-50. You're so far down in the hole anyway. 5,000 gold behind T1. Destiny out. Carrier getting forced away by Caps. G2 still on the Baron. Chain of Corruption just goes wide. Mickey locked up with a gold card once again. The Baron down to 2,000. Zeus takes one, but Yike gets the Baron. Carrier with a three-man knockup. Owner with the Crescent Guard. Stopwatch coming out as G2 just try and get out of the fight, but they might look for more. Yike has the lilting lullaby. Only locks up Owner. Unsummer dancing and ducking and weaving his way around the pit, but he just can't get away. Gold card locked again as Yike's day will be ended. The Baron for what? Perhaps a Nexus.
Incredible team fight once again from T1. Carrier just keeps finding these engages. They have 5 people alive, only 2 left to defend. I don't know if the Baron buff is going to be enough to keep G2 alive in this game.
It would be a miracle to end all miracles as Caps is just demolished. Broken blade there in time with the wind wall. The Baron up minions helping out G2 a little bit here as T1 start the siege. Carrier down to half HP, Unbreakable Will almost back up for him. The first Nexus tower falling lower. They're trying to get both at the same time. They take one. Mickey goes for the engage, last breath, but it's only on to Zeus. The Magnus Storm not going to do too much. And it looks like it's all over for G2 in game 1. Owner playing with his food a little bit as Broken Blade's locked up. Caps trying to get the damage down, but Hans Summers next on the menu as T1 clean up G2. And it's T1 G0.
The amount of dive available for G2 and that we have seen G2 also be very happy to try and go for these flex picks.
Do really like the Poppy Band though. Good against Zac, good against Callista, good against Rek'Sai already. You don't even need anyone else with a dash on your in your team for that to be a very solid ban. Viego locked in now for Owner, leaving that top lane counter for last, we assume. G2 looking towards likely support and mid. Aurelion Sol, Azir, both still available to them. They want to play that into the Talia. LeBlanc also weaves.
He needs to be careful though, still only level 2.
Tanglebob's going to hit onto him. Gumayusi chasing in Mickey, already down to half HP. The chase continues from T1 as Owner joins the battle. Hans Summer with the rend on Guma, trying to get the slow down. Owner still chasing forward. Mickey no flash, Tanglebob, Spectral Maw, Carrier on the board.
Your jungler is topside. Let's play it again.
Great vision control from T1, spots the roam from Mickey.
Carrier coming in from the side, Owner joining in as well. Yike looking for the damage. Mickey just walking straight forward here. Baker still holding on to the seismic shove, and Mickey is locked up with it. Mickey rooted with the tangle barbs, and he walked right into his own death. When Faker comes knocking, you do not answer.
I'm kind of surprised. Now the bot lane dive for Owner.
Carrier stepping forward. There's the Weaver's wall in by Faker as well. Mickey does have the flash back up, looking for the stun, but can't find it in time. Owner possesses him. And underneath the tower, he is fine as roses. T1 starting to retreat away.
And how that fight goes, the early ones will determine a lot in the outcome of this game.
I think the game might boil down to the fact that G2 are pushing forward here in the Pop Blossom. Will find Mickey. Tangle Barbs for this follow-up. There's the Spectral Maw. Call of the Forge coming out as Mickey tries to turn it back around. The shockwave possibility from Caps. But Mickey already falling low as Owner possesses his body. A 3-man shockwave into the dive forward. Is it enough for G2? Broken Blade fighting Faker in the bottom lane. It's a 1-for-1 trade on the top side. Baker Weaver's walls his way out. Broken Blade no team.
Skirmish might get caught here.
Baker does have his flash, but he's knocked up, locked up, and shut out of the fight by Yike. Yike looking for him, goes forward. Carrier flashes away. Drake secured. Broken Blade diving onto the back line. It's only Carrier for now. There's the Pop Blossom. TP's behind. As Carrier will fall first, the TP behind from T1. Not going to look for any more of a collapse. Faker just investing there. G2 can continue to press in. Broken Blade, channel the E, doesn't
amount of value. So I can imagine if G2 still feel the need to play a little bit aggressive.
Does still have the flash. Mickey's on his way here. Flash away, but the Heartbreaker breaks the hearts of Europe. Yike's still on the chase though. Owner has no flash. Broken Blade coming in from the side. Let's bounce, baby! Baker locked up. Owner sent packing. G2 get 2.
I don't think the game plan was for Caps to die, but G2 make it work. 2 full.
I think the game becomes incredibly hard to play out for G2.
Shockwave in by Caps as Faker's pulled back. Seraph's there. Yike coming in from across the wall as well. The smite can go in with the Void Rush, but Caps takes the kill. G2 collapses. T1 were looking for some. starts to back away. Dragon down to 4,000. Owner trying to get in for the smite. You have Ren's smite, and it's secured by G2. Faker puts the Weaver's wall down and separates Hansama and Caps from the team. Broken Blade dives in and might just have to jump out across the wall here. Call of the Force God trying to protect Faker. Mickey falling low. Dive in by Owner, but the Fate's Call will pull Mickey to safety. Keria continues to step in. Looks for the Tangle Barbs, can't land it.
Last year was around his individual performance, and we rated him very highly coming into this tournament. Hansama in some danger.
Hansama, no flash, no cleanse. Steps to the side. McShelvin. Faker has no flash of his own. TP comes in. Broken Blade going to join the fight. Void rush forward. Faker goes down. And now the Call of the Forge God is more of a prayer sent to the heavens to try and escape. Caps is on the flank. And I've seen a shockwave land here before. Cap steps in. Pop Blossom. What? It's beautiful. But they do not have the damage. The shockwave from Caps finds them all as G2 wipe away T1.
And Guma's going to desperately try to run. He might make it out, but the rest of his team is evaporated.
Onto their backs against the wall. Guma
baby.
feels like a very... Oh, hang on a second. Broken Blade.
Onto Faker once again. Faker flashes away. The stretching strike will pull him back, though. And Owner might be the first target as Yike sinks his teeth into the fight. Faker now forced away. The Weavers will pull back. Broken Blade on this Zac has not given T1 a moment to breathe. 8-0 for Yike and... Soul point from under your noses. I wonder if G2 will look for a reset off this Baron or whether... Man, Yike...
And it secures the Baron and the Dragon. And again, like, I don't have time to explain.
Been used. Solar play on the backline as Mickey dives deep here. G2 maybe overextending, but the flash forward from Yike for the double knocker. Slap their heads together. G2 have had enough of this game. Pop Blossom comes out. The Cap's still very healthy on the backline. Broken Blade still has his passive. Another stretching strike on Owner as Hansama begins to dance on him. Stunned up for the second. Faker able to kill off Hansama. G2 maybe a tiny bit greedy because Faker puts the Weaver's wall down. Broken Blade dashing in, locked up with the Unraveled Earth. G2 could overstep here. Instead they retreat. They still have the Baron for a minute and a... Oh no, though. Can you answer the power? Broken Blade Heartbreaker across into the Blast Cone. The chase from Yike. The Blast Cone and Broken Blade reads Owner like a book. Mickey comes in from the side. There's the stun. Broken Blade slaps him around the...
Yeah, it's always a little bit scary to dive, but you gotta imagine they gotta try and push for the end here.
Weaver's wall down. Caps isolated. G2 still pushing 4 strong through the mid lane. Seismic shot going wide. There is Faker flashing forward, and he's met with a spear through his heart. G2 find another How Long Throna. 17 seconds. 5v3 now. G2 might just go double in hit base. Could be a little greedy, and they've often been in the LEC. We'll see if it continues on the international stage. Keria trying to get in with that Blossom. No flash for him. First Nexus Tower down. Finds Cap. Call of the Forge God coming down as well, but the stopwatch will buy a second for the G2 mid laner. And Owner is just deleted by Hansama on the backline. Guma next up. He will escape to the safety of the fountain, but that's where he'll watch his Nexus fall as G2 even out the series at 1-1.
A convincing win.
Inevitability. I'm completely blank on the word. You know what I mean. Eventually he becomes a big dragon.
Inevitability.
Thank you very much. He breathes on everyone, and it is something that, given his somewhat shaky form in this series, I think is a good call.
Sure, we'll see if Faker can bounce back. Velvet, the
wrong. He does have a shield though, but he's level 1.
Gonna get level 2 off one more minion. There we are. Zayas locks in the gold card. Wind wall comes out. Owner will wait. Mickey engaging in the bottom lane as Guma almost stunned against the wall, but not quite. Guma gets first blood, and Hansama stunned. What a 2-for-1 in favor of T1.
Meanwhile, on top side, Broken Blade is able to survive the gank. Zayas was forced to flash. We'll see if Owner continues. This is such a big wave.
Broken Blade survives. Gets the wave under the tower. No TP for Zayas as well, means he can't quit in time to Poppy.
Instead, though, they do take a big gamble, and these type of lanes, double Halo Blades, do thrive on finding early leads. Now, when we look at the farm, it wasn't that bad of a trade.
Astral fly forward by Faker. Caps just needs the autos. Faker! Just taken out by Caps in the 1v1.
Go.
Owner's on his way. Keria stepping forward. Will the dive materialize? Ward across the wall. Yike dashes. Faker coming across from the side as well, has the skies descend.
As a result,
Mickey's on his way. This could be the ball game right here. Faker goes in. Who tanks first? Already we see Hansama falling. Yike with a flash. Faker tanks a tower shot, but T1 able to get out. Kaos looking for the flank. Has the shockwave, but no flash. Owner tanking on the front line as Mickey and Yike continue to collapse. Can Caps find Faker? Not today! Faker escapes. Guma falling low. The ignite not enough to take him, but the command attack will send him to an early grave.
Oh my goodness! It's struggling for now, admittedly. We know that this matchup is only going to get better for Broken Blade. Ghost is used.
Decent assist in the mid lane. Good skies descend though the shockwave. Faker dodges it, but Mickey's here. Faker no flash, and Mickey slams him into the wall. G2 collapse in mid to find another kill.
All right, Caps is at carry on
vision.
Ward.
Drags coming across. Carry on a ward. Flash forward. Chain of corruption. The lock up on Guma, and there's nothing he can do to escape. The chase continues. Carrier doesn't have a flash. Can he hookshot? Can he wall dive? Or will he just die? Scaling up quicker.
Carrier.
Game goes on. Carrier locked against the wall. Yike here for the chase. Will they use the cease and desist? Owner goes back in. TP flash away with the cataclysm. Keeper's birdied out by Mickey. Hansama now collapsing. Face cool. Guma locked up. The shockwave. Yike going back in onto Guma Yushi. Hansama has Carrier on his base and he might get taken out by the falling star. Carrier trying to put the damage down, but it's two kills. Hansama. Oh, he thought he was gorgeous and he was! He flashes into a bush where there's a sentinel, so Carrier sees him. But that was 4 years ago. Is the chain of corruption going wide from Hansama? The Destiny's going to come in and there's no way for Hansama to escape
He's
it.
so dead.
He's so dead.
Full of. If you are G2, don't overextend as Guma.
Oh, all the way onto Guma. The flash away. Steadfast presence. Mickey can't find the stun, and Guma will be able to get the blast gun in time. Yike! Misses the bolt breaker, and now he's on the wrong side of dodge. Flashes away. Cataclysm. Shockwave dodge with a hexagon ultimatum. And Yike locked up and shut out by T1. Has no flash. Guma has no flash and no edge of night. Destiny out. Smart play by Zeus to spot. The fact that Mickey was flanking Carrier. Going in with a hexagon ultimatum. Knocked back with a hammer shot. The Cataclysm. Cap's still stunned up, and Mickey's already killed off Zeus. Caps down, the shutdown goes to Guma. Mickey trying to put the hammer snap into the last breath. And T1 maybe breathed that last in this game. G2 find 2. And Guma and Carrier walk.
But not the trade that you're looking for. G2 take a commanding lead.
The poised and strong, ready for the next team fight.
Broken Blade puts the win wall down. Hexagon ultimatum coming out as well as Carrier dives onto the backline. Broken Blade down to half HP. Owner dashing forward and Mickey finds Faker. The chain of corruption follow up. The shockwave. Faker falls. Yike able to survive as well. Locked up underneath the tower. He'll die. 2 for 1 so far in the exchanges. They are able to walk down towards the bottom side. Kite away. G2 continue to push in for the tier 2 in the mid lane.
Broken Blade. He's looking for more. They'll just take the
Right away. Didn't flash. Didn't die.
Carrier into the wall. Hansama there for the follow-up. Just looking to chunk Carrier out.
Whoa!
Well, that's a hell of a chunk from G2. The chain of corruption landing as well. As Zeus going to try and lock in the gold card to stop Hansama from the chase. But Yike is here. And Zeus is not long for the rift. G2 find another 2 with Drake up in a minute. No damage between the two teams really as G2 just get the Drake and get out, but Yike is overstepping. Cease and desist on the backline into the last breath, into the shockwave. Faker is yeeted the hell out of the fight, and even the base core might not be enough to save Carrier. Owner down, Guma down, T1 down, and G2.
Be the last ditch effort from T1.
No flash for Owner, but the Cataclysm, Mickey locks him up. Owner shut out. And G2 did everything they needed to make sure there was no steal happening as the flash shockwave on Faker takes him down to half. Mickey with a slam into the wall, and Guma's hopes of winning this game are being slammed in his face. G2 almost clean acing T1. Guma dies. There it is. A clean ace for G2.
5 alive for G2.
Fast Nexus Tower. Merely a blip on the radar for G2. It is G2. T1!
Going today. What will the direction be? Xin Zhao is going to be the lock-in for Owner. So there's their initiation, their front line, and also a way to tank up any of the damage that G2 can throw out.
That said, though, the Xin, we'll see to what it
decides against
Owner's
going
like,
forward.
I'm good. Let me
Summer,
be.
though, down to half HP. Faker does have the flank position here. No Emperor's Divide, remember, as Owner goes in. Crescent Guard flash away from the Chain of Corruption. Immediately, Yike and Caps try to dive on a Faker, but Hans Summer's already fallen. Hostile takeover lands on 2 First Blood. Goes over to T1. They find a second.
Binding!
And a cosmic binding from Carrier is just sublime. And now Caps knocked up, tries to flash, but there's no way he's getting away from Owner today. Or is he? As he continues to walk away, has to dodge. The wind becomes lightning. Owner going to tank the tower. Audacious charge is enough as Yike falls as well. It's 4-1 T1.
Champion pool is as wide as league goes, but hold up.
Corruption hits. Hostile takeover is going to be popped. Yushi's going to be caught in the back of it. Broken Blade with a flank position. Yike with a double knocker, but Caps not quite here yet for G2. The Tempered Fate buys a second. Carrier's going to be the first to fall as G2 continue the battle. Faker in with the Emperor's Divide, but Faker low. Zeus on that front line though can tank for days. Broken Blade can't quite land the stun into the wall, but the shockwave Pathmaker out. Zeus survives. Living Artillery just short from G2. They find one only Carrier.
Getting him in a better position could have been big as Guma.
Guma, Yushi, no summoners on him. Chain of Corruption goes wide and Guma's just down. Caps TPing behind as well. Drake up in a minute and a half, still a while.
Overextended in mid lane and is collapsed on by G2. Crucially, they give that shutdown over to Hans.
Faker going in. Titanic Hydra, not enough. The shockwave onto Faker. Yike dashing away, but Owner's here and will happily accept that kill. Carrier with another Cosmic Binding. Hans Summer trying to close in from the side, but he knows that Owner's on his way. Caps falling low, but will manage to fight another day.
In favor, and the Hextech Soul specifically is one that I don't think you can afford to give soul points to. Zeus alone here.
Doesn't have the ghost, has the Pathmaker. Steadfast Presence locked him up for a second. Broken Blade chasing in, Void Rush, Caps collapsing, Owner's on his way, but can Zeus survive for long enough? The all-out might not be enough as Caps lands a shockwave on 2, and now Owner with a bounty on his head in the middle of 3 members of G2. Caps flashes out of vision, and Owner has to flash away, collapsing though T1 come in. Guma Yushi there first, Yike dashes away from the Chain of Corruption. Owner falling low, but the piercing arrow from Guma Yushi never misses its mark. T1 find another. Hans Summer has 2 items. Yike goes in. They look for Owner first. Crescent Guard pop by flash. Broken Blade might go for Guma. Can knock him into the wall. Carrier though is going to spot him. Steadfast Presence going down as the Sundisk is used. Flash from Mickey with a hostile takeover, but it only lands onto the Azir. Yike trying to do what he can in the middle of the fight. His Owner's already down to half HP, but Yike and Mickey and G2 have to retreat because gold from Carrier. The shockwave only lands on 1. It's Owner, not the target that G2 wanted. And Baker has had enough. He slides G2 into the waiting moors of his team as T2G
Fine with the Bard, the TPs, but in the end, at the very least, they're going to get the inhib, but knowing them, I'm feeling it, they're going to try and bring us to back-to-back silver scrapes.
There is something inevitable about Baker. There is something indomitable about T1. Mickey comes up alive, 8 seconds on Hans Summer. No minion wave here for T1, but they have the might to try and help out. The wave about 5 seconds away. Hans Summer will respawn in time. T1 take the gate out and have a little patience.
They were so close. G2's Hans Summer was nowhere to be found. He couldn't land the damage. The shockwave was barely impactful. Caps! He completely whiffs the shockwave, doesn't even send the ball over.
We might get 2 in a row. In fact, I think it's pretty much certain now as T1 push in for the top lane inhibitor. G2 have half a Nexus tower to try and defend. Broken Blade, Steadfast Presence will stop Owner's engage. Guma Yushi down to half HP. Zeus pulled back with a handshake, but he's tanky enough. G2 looking for any last vestige of hope, sending up prayers. Looking for a miracle. Broken Blade finds one perhaps as Owner's locked up. He flashes the wall. All they're going to do is buy a little time here. But time is swiftly running out. Kronos himself is playing for T1 and Baker goes in again. Stopwatches the Tempered Fate from Carrier. In fact, the Serema slide was not enough. The shockwave from G2 will do nothing as T1 assert their dominance on the series and take us to Silver Scrapes.
5 games, you wouldn't have it any other way. An international rivalry
Is ever going to touch Hans Summer, and I don't think he's had the best series so far. But if you're a Jinx with Talia and Poppy standing in front of you and a full short-range composition on the other side, the game's...
Yike having to flash back now on the Crux.
Oh, but they've done this before. You expect them to go for the reset, because why wouldn't you? But Belveth is hovering as well. Yike needs... There it is, level 3 secured for Yike. How suspicious will T1 be? They're skeptical.
Sentinel out, Hag Splash into the wall, Guma down, Mickey takes it.
First blood.
Faker with a small CS advantage.
Broken Blade is
Going
going
to
to kill.
Zeus dashes away, has popped the ghost. Charm in the mid lane though, as Owner's on the board.
The 2v2.
The summoner, Zeus, now a target. Pathmakers forward, gets the stun into a hammer shock against the wall, and Hansama. Zeus popped the ghost as well. Mickey looking for Guma, no dash. Chain of corruption into the zap. He's dead, says Chronicler, and G.
They're going to look to take another shot at the pillar.
Steadfast presence knocked into the wall, and down goes keshaEuw. Yike needs to be careful though, because Faker and Ono on the collapse. Broken Blade in the top lane. Spirit rush forward. Faker looking for the charm. Yike tries to dodge away, but he doesn't have another dash. There's the charm. Ona gets his second.
This is the saving.
Exercise some caution.
Not just a Weaver's Wall into Guma dying here. Cap stepping forward. Weaver's Wall not used. Seismic shove enough. Base call will pull out Guma Yushi. Mickey's running up towards the rest of T1. A kill over to T1. Good reactions.
G2 getting a little predictable there.
Baker going with the spear rush.
Nice
Charm.
charm.
Hansama cleanses it. Owner looking for the Sonic Wave. Hansama does have the flash. We're away from the Tempest Cripple. Dragon's Rage. Sonic Wave. Cow splashes away as well. As Owner's taken down to half HP. And T1 are looking for more. They can see blood in the water. Sonic Wave just wide from Owner.
Faker.
Looking for Caps. Caps gonna base check. Safeguard. Knock back. Sonic Wave. Sizing shove. Dodged. Caps trying to get back to Hansama. And he'll do it. Yike. The body block from him. Caps. Eye dashes away, but the Foxfire chases him. Owner looking for more as Yike tries to escape. Chain of corruption.
Broken Blade has joined the fight. Dragon, 54 seconds.
Oh, Yike's going to ride this one away. Dashes across. Owner knocked into the wall.
Whoa!
The elastic slingshot charged away, but the Higgs to TP in by Caps. T1 trying to retreat because already they have lost. Owner stretching, strike into the all-out. Broken Blade pulled across the wall. He'll elastic slingshot out with his spear. Baker, he finds Hansama, and every time you count him out, Baker is there to find the fight. TP behind now by Baker. Mickey and Yike trying to run away. Another charm onto Caps. Baker no spirit rush, no flash, but Caps has no HP left.
Faker is him, and he continues to prove why. An incredible pick onto Hansama, converts into a TP flank, and they're not done just yet.
Oh, big thing here though is that right now they're not able to allow them to go for Baron. I think they will end up dying, but denying the Baron from T1 is still big.
Broken Blade survived for a very long time here. Goes back into the cell division. Faker and keshaEuw start to retreat. Zeus here to try and back up. But Broken Blade back to half HP. Superman.
And this game is
Blade.
delivering.
Guma Yushi has the edge of night. Chain of corruption already used. Weaver's wall in by Caps. Guma flashes. Yike with the knock-up seismic shot. Bates call out. TP in now by T1 as they look to take the fight. Zeus locked up for a moment, and Yike is deleted. Owner found the flag, but now he'll fall. Zeus on the backline onto Hansama. Flash away. Mickey's trying to body block, but Zeus goes all out. Just this once. Faker dives into the backline. Caps next up for Zeus, and Faker's on a rampage. Caps just can't get through Zeus. He is not fed enough. And the flash away from Caps buys him a second, but that's all it's going to be. You can't buy class, and Baker's here to fight.
On this Zac. The flip side is also true. If Hans dies,
Mickey locked up, and Mickey is down. Broken Blade's going to elastic slingshot out, but images as T1 continue to chip away at the Baron. It's down to 6,000. Spirit rush forward, Charm. Zeus on that front line. Yike having to dash away. Broken Blade locked up, and Tofu's back. Zeus down to half HP. Faker no Spirit rush left. The Baron's still low as Owner's looking to smite it. He'll get it, but will Zeus fallen when the resets happen for G2? Onto the backline goes Mickey. keshaEuw's almost taking him out. keshaEuw almost falls himself. Owner dives in. Hansama just needs one to really open up. Owner goes down. G2 have lost two already though, and Zeus can dash back in. Hansama, only the cleanse and flash. Can G2 do it from here? Cell division in by Broken Blade. The Baron already secured by T1, but G2 do not want them to get out without a fight. Weaver's Wall forward. Baker low on mana. Chain of corruption. Edge of night popped. Guma Yushi almost falling, but is able to dodge away from the seismic shove. And T1 are on the wrong side of the map right now. Any TPs up, no one up for 30 seconds. Elastic slingshot forward, and keshaEuw will pull him out with a Fate's call, but keshaEuw is down now. Guma next up for Broken Blade, who flashes away from the piercing arrow, and Guma goes down. Baker, no mana left on him. The TP behind. to get into this river. No vision there for G2. Sonic Wave on Broken Blade spots him out. Caps trying to get the mid lane control once again. Owner going in, pulled back with a stretching strike, but Broken Blade more of a nuisance than anything. Caps down to half HP. Yike dashing forward. Faker doing the same. Faker goes in with the split once the charm going short. As Yike lands the knockup, he gets a stretching strike back, and Faker's locked against the wall. And Faker is down, buried beneath the earth. Can G2 find more? Unsummer stepping forward, but no, Yike is. T1 can still turn this fight back on its head. Zeus no flash, obviously he's running the ghost, but he does have Q3 right now as it landed onto Caps. Zeus going in, knocked back. Mickey dashes into the wall as Owner's locked up. Unsummer dodging away from the Sonic Wave, and can he really open up? Not quite. Broken Blade's going to go into the Cell Division, the seismic shot just short. Broken Blade likely to fall here. Yike was trying to heal himself back up, but Broken Blade goes down. Another Q from Zeus. He finds.
But that's not what you're going to be looking towards. keshaEuw, he's harassing Faker is there.
Faker goes in, there's the charm, cleansed away by Summer. The charm actually came out second. Even I was this. Now use that pressure, push in the bot lane. They don't need the inhibs yet. The Weaver's wall coming out. keshaEuw on the wrong side of it, but he's got the flash. Chain of corruption going wide. That's it. And G2 just can't get in. Zeus dashes forward, but that's double inhib to T1.
Oh, and double inhib. That's so hard to come back from because this is going to chain into what probably will be a Chemtech Soul. 41 is Mickey!
Mickey charmed up! Mickey put in the dirt, 6 feet under. Maybe short to be followed by G2. The seismic shot on Owner, but the chain of corruption lands onto Caps. And a stopwatch can only buy you a second to stop and watch your team be ruined by T1. This far and no further. This close and no closer. For G2, this was the day they almost beat T1. For T1, it's just another Friday.
Stunned, Benny!